Hi, I'm Missy Beach, Senior Financial Advisor here at Wiser Wealth Management. Today, let's talk a little bit about strategies and common mistakes or pitfalls to avoid when claiming spousal Social Security benefits. And that's the key thing. It's not all about you. It's about you and your spouse, or in some cases, perhaps an ex-spouse. So the biggest mistake I see is people failing to coordinate benefits with your spouse. And so it can't be just you. It needs to be looked at from a household income standpoint, because what you do with your benefits might affect your spouse. So the biggest mistake I see is claiming too early. So let's all remember, if you're born in 1960 or later, your full retirement age is age 67. Now, that doesn't mean you have to work until 67. That just means you don't want to be knocking on Social Security's door asking for your benefit until you reach your 67th birthday. So that's when you get your full benefit and it's not reduced. If you start taking as early as age 62, your benefit is going to be permanently reduced up to 30%. So in no situation do you want to claim earlier than full retirement age of 67 unless there's a severe financial hardship, perhaps with a bad health diagnosis or other extreme conditions. But here, when we're doing long-term planning, we're going to look at maximizing Social Security income into the household. Often people overlook the full requirement age requirement. So in order to be eligible for spousal benefits, your spouse has to already have started up and filed his or her own benefits. So you as the spouse can't claim on your spouse's record unless he or she is actually claiming and begun his or her own retirement benefits. And now here's another big one, is not considering the earnings test. So if you are claiming spousal benefits before your full retirement age and you're continuing to work, maybe just some part-time income, your benefits could be subject to what they call the earnings test. And so if you exceed the earnings limit, that can result in a reduction of your Social Security benefits, which might be $1 withheld from your Social Security benefits for every $2 that you earn in wages. So that's another thing to be cognizant of if you're going to start your benefits early while you continue to work. Sometimes that working just isn't worth it. Another big thing is divorced spousal benefits. So if you are divorced, but your marriage lasted more than 10 years, you are actually able to claim on your ex-spouse's record. And this is only if you are not remarried. So in this scenario, pretend that you were married, your marriage lasted more than 10 years, and you are still divorced. Well, hey, you are able to claim on that ex-spouse's record. He or she does not need to know that you have applied for benefits, and it just works like you were still married. Here's another little tip. Say you were kind of a serial marriage person. You had one 10-year marriage, didn't work out. You had a second 10-year marriage, that one didn't work out, and you're currently not married. Well, you could actually pick from spouse number 1 or spouse number 2 and pick that higher benefit amount, depending on which spouses were higher. So as long as you're not currently remarried, you have that option. So never ignore your divorced spousal benefit. Again, another important one is your spousal survivor benefit. And so this is what we really look to maximize in long-term planning. This is the benefit that you get after your spouse passes away. So in a typical relationship, one spouse makes more than the other. So a typical spousal claiming strategy for Social Security might have one spouse waiting until age 70 to claim, because there's that magic 8% increase in your benefit if you wait past your full retirement age of 67 to age 70. Your benefit actually goes up 8% per year. So if you wait from 67 to 68, the benefit goes up 8%, 68 to 69, another 8, and then 69 to 70, another 8%. So that is a great way to increase household income. So not just while both spouses are alive. So if we have the high income earner wait till age 70, and then the perhaps stay-at-home spouse or lower income earner start at full retirement age, that's great. We have 2 Social Security benefits coming into the household. Well, then that higher income spouse dies, then the lower income spouse with that lower Social Security benefit as the survivor gets to take over that higher benefit amount for the remainder of his or her life. So that's kind of the benefit of working through a claiming strategy and optimizing one benefit to that higher age 70 amount. So perhaps the younger spouse who has a longer life expectancy will step up to that higher benefit at the first spouse's passing. So there's so many nuances about spousal Social Security benefits, as well as just Social Security in general. So you never want to look at this in a vacuum. And it's never just Social Security claiming strategy on its own. It's always got to be looked at within your full big financial picture and your long-term financial plan. Because it's not just Social Security direct deposits from the government. It's going to be your investment portfolio. It's going to be distributions from perhaps a pension, who knows? But all these factors come into play when we're looking at your retirement income. So Social Security, please don't go it alone. Consult a professional. And by all means, if you are contacting the Social Security office, verify. There's been so many stories of people with getting misinformation and bad information. So make sure you write down everything, document. And then if you feel like you're not getting the right information or perhaps the runaround, the best option always is to book an appointment and go into a field office and see somebody in person. So hopefully those tips are helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us at Wiser Wealth Management. Thank you.